What's up, everyone? It's Dave from Both Lighting USA, and today we've got another brand new fixture. It's another addition to our BPM mover lineup, the battery-powered mover lineup, and this time it's the BPM Splash X. Now, the BPM Splash X is sort of like a two-in-one moving head. Number one, it is a wash mover. It actually does have that adjustable zoom to make it a wash mover, but it's also got the eye candy effect, which is the BI movement. And that BI is each of the 7 different beams spider panning out and in, just like you see right there. And that creates a super cool eye candy effect. And speaking of eye candy, it's also got the halo ring, which is super, super nice to look at. It has awesome patterns all around the circle of the fixture. Let's go back out to the garage and do a quick unboxing of the 2-unit charging case that comes with these lights if you purchase with the case option. And then we'll come back inside, we'll do a demo, we'll check out every single setting on all of the options that this light has, and we'll take a look at the inputs and outputs. Let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and start with the unboxing here. I got the 2 units with a road case, so this should slide right off, just like that. You've got bubble wrap protecting the sides, so let's cut this open. One more section of plastic wrap. And there you go. The box came in good condition. The road case is looking good. We really are trying our best with the shipping. We know that sometimes these come directly from the factory and it's a long journey, but we're really pushing our best with the packing. So I see absolutely nothing wrong. It looks perfect. Let's get it open. Got your 2 clasps right here for the road case, and here is your IEC charging. Bring it up and see what we got. We've got your IEC cable to plug into the case to charge both of them. We've got your manual. We've got your 2 chargers right here, and they should have the power adapters right there. Now, this is a speak-on connector, which is typically used for speaker amplifiers. We did have them on PowerCon adapters before, but we've had people accidentally plugging regular PowerCon cables in, which would, it doesn't work. You really need this power adapter. So we switched it to a power amplifier adapter, which is this speak-on connector. So hopefully no one plugs any wrong cable into these movers. So we've got that. We've got the 2 brackets that come along with it here in this bag. They are the twist-on Omega brackets with a screw hole in the center. Does come with 2 DMX cables, but of course these are wireless DMX, so you don't have a ton to worry about there. And then the fixture should come nicely wrapped. Let's take one out. And there it is. Ah, looks great. Looks great. Let's go back to the table and look at the demo. 1, 2, 3. Start by taking a look at the back of the fixture. Pretty simple here from left to right. We do have a 3-pin DMX in and out on the left there. You can use this wired, but keep in mind it does have wireless DMX built in. Heading over to the center, we've got a on and off switch, and then we've got a 33.6 volt power input. Now this is in the style of a speak-on connector to ensure that you use the exact charger that is included. This is the charger that's included. It's got a little fan right here, and it's specifically designed with the exact voltage that this fixture needs to charge. Heading over to the front of the fixture. First on the left here, we've got your wireless DMX antenna, and then we've got your standard 4 buttons and your LCD screen in the middle. Menu, enter, up, and down. Let's press the menu button to see where we land. This is, I pressed it twice, it looks like. There you go. This is what you should see right when you press the menu button, and it's going to tell you the exact mode that you're in. It's going to give you a temperature reading of the fixture, and it's going to tell you which address you are in. So if we press menu one more time, we get to our menu with all of our options. The first option is the address menu. So this is where you can hit enter and set your DMX address by pressing up and down. Let's press enter again and go down. Here you have your setup, which is one of the main menus. Let's press enter and go ahead in here. You have your run mode, which tells the fixture exactly what you want it running as. So right now it's in DMX, but you've also got sound active mode, and you've got 2 different auto modes. Let's keep it in DMX and press enter. Brings us back. Head down to your channel mode. Here you have 30 channel mode, 58 channel mode, and 42 channel mode, depending on how much control you want from the fixture. In our diamond file, we are using it in 30 channel mode. Let's head down. Your wireless address. This is your wireless DMX address. If you press enter, we have it on address 2 here, and it actually has up to 8 addresses. Most of the actual, transmitters, like our Transmit Pro, only goes up to 7, but it's nice because the color changes on the lettering to tell you which color you're on if you're using one of those, Donner transmitters. But right now I'm using our Transmit Pro. It's set to ID 2, which means address should be set to 2. Let's press enter and keep going. You've got your invert pan and your invert tilt. If you are running these fixtures on the exact same DMX channel and you want them to do sort of a cross pattern, then you can invert the pan and the tilt on one of them. So you press enter, you set it to on, and you'll see that it tilts backwards. Let's flip it back, and let's keep going. You have your wireless switch. Now this is literally just an on and off for wireless DMX. So if you really plan to use this thing wired, you can shut off the wireless DMX and then it will only take signal from the wired DMX or any of the auto modes that you're running. Let's keep that on, keep going. Encoder correction. Encoder correction is next. This is very interesting and important. You always want to keep this on, and what happens is if you accidentally tap your mover, it knows to head back into the exact position that it was. If you turn off this correction and you tap your mover, it will stay in the spot that you pushed it to, which can completely mess up the different movements that you need. They won't go to the right spot anymore. So let's turn on our encoder correction, and we should see it go right back to its perfect spot. Let's keep going. Signal keep. This is what happens when this mover loses DMX signal. Let's say you get a dropout or your computer dies or something and you have no signal left. Well, do you want it to off, which means black out the fixture, or do you want it to be on, which means freeze the fixture exactly where it was, exactly what color it was on before it lost connection? I personally like to use signal keep, and I'm going to turn it on because if you don't have it on and you lose signal just even for a second, it will black itself out and people will notice. So definitely keep your signal keep on. Let's keep going. This is your screensaver option here. So screensaver just dims the screen after about 10 seconds of inactivity. You definitely want to keep that on. Invert screen. This is set to auto right now. And what that means is if I flip this fixture upside down and I hang it from a truss, the screen will actually tilt itself 180 degrees. It would look like this, for example, if I set it to on. And of course, we do have to set it to off now to get it back to the normal position. And I actually really do like to keep it in auto because it knows what to do. Let's keep going here. Update slave is basically your master slave on and off. So if this is set to off, that means this fixture is going to be your master. If this is set to on, that means this fixture is going to be your slave. So this is one of the important sections that you need if you want to use this fixture without DMX and you just want to master slave it. Your master should have this off. Your slave should have this on. Load default is just a settings reset. So if you feel like you messed up one of the settings, you can go ahead and press load default. Run mode brings us back to the top. So let's head out of this setup menu and keep going down. We've got your manual control. Now this lets you adjust every single option, every single parameter of the fixture in case you want to fully create a manual static scene. You want to point it somewhere, you want it to be blue, and you want it just to lock in on that and not do anything else. You can do that with the manual setup here. Let's go back to menu, and you'll see it just went back to DMX mode. Heading down, we've got your calibration. Now, you really shouldn't need to go in here. This is actually password protected, and we don't know the password. So there's nothing here other than, what the factory does. You don't need to go into this menu. Let's keep going, and you've got your reset button right here. This is very similar to the load default, but this really resets the full fixture here if you use reset all. If you're having any sort of issues with the fixture, this is always the first step before you reach out to us for a warranty. Heading back down, you have Note, which is just some information about the fixture. If you head over here into DMX data, you'll see exactly what is happening on each of the channels. So right now we see that channel 1 is given the value of 105, 2 is given the value of 96, and so on. You really don't need to head into this note screen too much. Heading down, and we are back to address. That brings you back to the main menu, to the address, and you've just seen all of the settings. Relatively simple. The magic, of course, happens with the DMX. Well, there you have it, folks. There is your first look, your demo, and your full settings overview of the brand new BPM Splash X. Check it out on our website if you're interested, and feel free to hit us up however you want to. DM us on Instagram, send us an email, give us a call, send us a text. All the info is in the description. We are happy to answer all your questions. If you call sales, it'll personally come to me, and we've got a whole DMX support, tech support, customer service team. We are all ready to help you out and get the right fixtures in your hands. Thank you so much for watching.